Good morning and welcome to St Nicholas of Myra Church in Brighton. Now today we are here, it's quite an interesting one really. She's known locally, became quite a character. She had a very interesting life. But the history books anywhere other than in Brighton don't seem to pay her a lot of attention. So today I thought I would. Today we are here to visit the final resting place of Phoebe Hessel. Phoebe Hessel was 15 when she joined the army. Now there's two stories as to how she joined the army. Obviously the first one, her dad pretended she was a boy, got into the army, and the other one is she fell in love with a soldier, pretended to be a boy and joined the army so she could be with him. Now that's the one I prefer. But anyway, what I shall do is I shall spin you around. We'll have a quick look around this inner city churchyard. It's quite barren, while I tell you the story of Phoebe Hessel.
We often hear tales of historical figures whose lives and achievements get passed on from generation to generation. In today's video, I am going to share with you a tale which you have probably never heard. These days, ladies can not only serve in the British Army but fight on the front lines. And as pioneering as some might think this to be, the truth is that they were all beaten by a lady who was fighting in the army almost 300 years ago. And that is just one of the incredible happenings in the life of a lady named Phoebe Hessel. She was born Phoebe Smith in Limehouse in the East End of London in 1713. How Phoebe ended up in the army is open to debate, with some sources mentioning that her father was a soldier who disguised his daughter as a boy after the death of her mother and smuggled her into the British Army, where she became a fife and drum player. I personally prefer the other accounts that say in 1728, at the age of only 15, Phoebe fell in love with a soldier named William Faulding, and subsequently enlisted in the 5th Foot Regiment to remain with him when he was posted to the Caribbean and Gibraltar. In 1745 she was wounded in the arm by a bayonet at the Battle of Fontenoy. Soon after, William Faulding was wounded and invalided home. Because of this, Phoebe was said to have revealed her true sex to the commanding officer's wife, after which both she and William were honourably discharged. She was given no punishment and still had her salary paid out as any other soldier who was discharged from the army. However, there is a report that Phoebe was sentenced to be lashed for some breach of discipline. Her sex was initially revealed when she was undressed to be whipped, upon which she commented, "Strike and be damned." Whichever story is true, Phoebe and William were married for around 20 years, and after embarking on their new civilian life, they lived in Plymouth, where they had 9 children. Sadly, 8 of them died in childhood, and even their remaining surviving son died later at sea. After William Golding's death, Phoebe settled in Brighton and married fisherman Thomas Hessel. He died when she was aged 80. After his death, she was given 3 guineas from the parish, so Phoebe bought a donkey and hawked fish and other goods in nearby villages to make a living. After overhearing a conversation in a Shoreham inn one day, she provided key evidence resulting in the conviction and execution at Goldstone Bottom of one Mr. James Rooke for robbery. Highwayman Rooke and his accomplice stole a horse and robbed the postboy of half a guinea. Horse stealing and robbing the mail were both capital offences, so the two were hanged at Horsham, where their execution was watched by 1,400 spectators. Their bodies were covered in tar and placed in a gibbet that hung at Hangleton Bottom. Rooke's mother was said to have waited beneath the gibbet for her son's bones to drop and then collected them in her apron so that she could bury him. Nearly 100 years later, Alfred Lord Tennyson found this story so moving he wrote the poem Rispa to tell the world about it. In around 1800, when she was 87 years old, Phoebe was selling gingerbread, oranges and apples at the corner of Old Stein and Marine Parade near the Brighton Pavilion. Clad in a brown dress with a spotless white apron and a hooded black cloak, her only concession to her increasingly great age was a stout oak walking stick. She became very well known in Brighton due to her great age and unusual experiences, but not long after this she was taken into the workhouse. She discharged herself from the workhouse in 1806 and was granted a pension of ½ guinea per week by the Prince of Wales. You have to wonder if he would have done this if he knew how long she would still go on living. As the oldest inhabitant in the town, she was entitled to sit beside the vicar at a Napoleonic celebration dinner on the 12th of August 1814. And although now blind, she also attended the town's coronation celebrations on the 19th of July 1821. Phoebe Hessel passed away on the 12th of December 1821 at the grand age of 108. She was laid to rest at St Nicholas of Myra churchyard in Brighton, East Sussex. A local pawnbroker, Hiram Lewis, paid for the large gravestone to be placed in her honour.
Well, that's all the information I could get on Phoebe Hessel. Now, final resting place is just over here behind me, so swing you around, and as per usual, we'll go and have a look together. Right, it's this one here, caged off. Now, it's might not be very good filming because the sun is right behind it, unfortunately. But it's an enormous stone. As you can see, in memory of Phoebe Hessel. Now, I've got no chance of reading that. I can see Queen Anne written on there, but that is about it. It's been there a long time. But that is the final resting place of Phoebe Hessel. Well, that was the final resting place of Phoebe Hessel. I'm sorry it's quite a short video, but I really don't like doing these inner city ones. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing, and if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you will be notified every time I release a new video. Anyway, that's me, Darren, from St Nicholas of Myra Church in Brighton. I will see you all on the next one. So bye bye for now.